Mrs. Lewis says since marrying her husband behind bars, she's been trapped in a spiral of chaos. From high-speed car chases to surprise pregnancies, now she's ready to break free. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding.
Hello, everyone. You may be seated.
Your Honor, the case of Lewis v. Lewis.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Lewis and Mr. Lewis. Welcome to Divorce Court. Thank you all for joining us today on this case. This is a couple that have been together for a very long time, yet they've been separated for long periods of time because of circumstances and behaviors. Let's get into it today. Mrs. Lewis, why we're in court?
I'm here today because I want to divorce my husband. He's been a liar and a cheater and very unsupportive.
That sounds like a 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
You just made her opening statement. Mr. Lewis, you heard what your wife said. What do you say, sir?
Yeah, I'm here today to let my wife know I love her and I don't want a divorce.
You don't want a divorce?
No, I don't.
So let's see why Mrs. Lewis says that there is nothing left in this marriage. Mrs. Lewis, why don't you take me back to when you all first met and what got us to this point, ma'am?
I met Montaje. My daughter was in karate, and karate was where he hung out at. And he was a very nice, handsome-looking guy. So we exchanged numbers. We was dating for a while, going on dates and stuff. One day he just disappeared. So
how long had you been dating before this disappearing act?
I want to say probably like 6 months to a year.
6 months to a year?
Yeah.
And so then one day you just got ghosted?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
He stopped calling, so I was looking for him like, well, where'd he go? Like, everything was going fine. Mm-hmm. He got arrested. So.
How'd you find out?
Because I was calling, looking over. His phone was off. He wasn't, I couldn't get a hold of him. So I'm like, well, damn, what happened?
Wow. So, Mr. Lewis, you didn't call her to tell her you got locked up?
First off, Your Honor, we did date when we first met, but I didn't have her number. She gave me her auntie number.
Oh.
So I'm calling the number, trying to get in contact with her, but there's I'm not.
Okay, long story short, he got locked up.
Mm-hmm, he got arrested, had to do a 6-year sentence, and, I decided to be there to support him because everything was on good terms before he left.
Ms. Lewis, he didn't have your phone number, okay?
That was a way for him to contact me through my auntie.
Okay, but you in the middle of a relationship. Ms. Lewis, you got locked up?
Yes, I did. I went to jail, but I'm changed now.
But wait, you did something stupid, didn't you?
I made a stupid decision.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And how many years did you do?
Close to 7.
And but it says you've been married for 8 years.
Yeah, we got married while he was in jail.
Okay. You didn't want to wait for a minute to figure out if this is somebody you can rely on?
We did it, no.
Okay, listen. You brought this case, so you knew good and well I was going to ask you these questions, Ms. Lewis, right? So you have to take responsibility for your choices. Everybody do. Just like Mr. Lewis said, he made a dumb choice. You had to take responsibility for the choice you made back in the day. Am I right or wrong?
You're right. But at that time, we was on good terms, so.
Mm-hmm. But you didn't have any children by him. You didn't own any property. Y'all didn't have a business together. So something in my head would have said, maybe I'll wait till he gets out of prison and see if there's still something there. Or if this is somebody I can rely on. Do you see what I mean?
Yes.
Because at some point, we have to make good decisions for ourselves. So that was a red flag initially, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But you went through and got married, both of you.
Yes.
When you came out of prison, were you a changed man?
When I came out of prison?
Yeah.
I believe so I was.
Did you get a job?
No, I did not right away.
Okay. But y'all are married now, and something tells me, Ms. Lewis, that's where some problems began. Am I right?
Yep.
So why don't you walk me through? Because you said, in my court papers, you said he can be irresponsible.
He actually stole my daughter's car. Pretty much, Well, yes. On April 3rd was my brother's birthday. He passed away. So
I'm sorry to hear that.
I talked to Montaje, and we decided to meet up so we could have a drink for my brother's birthday. We met up, we had a drink, and my daughter actually met up with us too in her car. And so when she put up in his car, he wanted to actually buy her a car because I got her a Honda Accord for her graduation, and it was time to be upgraded. So he offered to buy the car for $1,700. And so he was like, he didn't have the whole $1,700, but he could pay in increments. I'll give you 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. And he never came up with anything, but he ended up having the car. So I submitted evidence for that as well.
Okay. What is okay. Let's see. That's the actual car.
That's the car. See, he had added the tint on there and whatever. It was just a little car for her,
I know, but that's all a young person needs, so they need a little hoopty to go back and forth. That's fine.
He disappeared. He ended up going to jail. So
with the car?
Yes. And so I ended up, going up to try to see what he did with the car. And
let me guess, you didn't get that first $500?
No. I didn't get the $500. He sent me on a wild goose chase looking for the car. I went all over looking for the car, still didn't get the car. Then days later, he basically gave me the car, like weeks and stuff later.
How long?
I want to say like almost a month. I went searching for the car basically for like 3 weeks or whatever.
Why were you searching? I don't understand. You didn't know where the car was, Mr. Lewis?
He told me it was in Oakland. I drove all the way to Oakland from Sacramento.
But I don't understand why you were not able to bring the car home when she says
I got arrested for shoplifting.
And the plot thickens. Okay, Mr. Lewis. Please don't tell me the phone broke again.
So when I pulled up to on her brother's birthday, I pulled up in an Expedition. The Expedition, it's gas because I'll be down the freeway. So I tell her, let me swap you out. Let me swap you out. Let me use that car and I'll give you this car because that's a gas saver. She's like, well, ask my daughter. I'm asking you. Whatever, long story short, I asked her daughter, I'll take the car, we can swap out. I'm like, and I'm gonna buy the car on this date. So I tell him a date. It wasn't no installment plans yet. It was like, I'm gonna buy the car for the whole $1,700 on this date. The car wasn't...
Then why were you disappearing? Why were you gone?
I went searching for the car basically for like 3 weeks or whatever.
Why were you searching? I don't understand.
He told me it was in Oakland. I drove all the way to Oakland from Sacramento to Oakland.
But I don't understand why you were not able to bring the car home when she says
I got arrested for shoplifting.
And the plot thickens. You make serial bad decisions. Fair to say. You make bad decisions.
So I went to visit him to kind of see where the car was, but he rejected my visit.
And you like going to jail to visit people. Because that makes no sense whatsoever.
That's my husband. At the time,
You see how crazy that sounds?
Yeah.
I'm not even dealing with the jury right now. I'm looking at you, Miss Lewis. I'm talking to you, Miss Lewis. How do you even rationalize that in your head? Come on now. You clearly are not equally yoked. No, y'all don't want the same things. And then this disappearing that's not the only occasion. Because you think he's sneaky and disappears a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got in a car accident.
This was another car?
This was another, he got in a car. Him and my daughter was out, and they got in a car accident. And,
now your daughter's in the car with Mr. Lewis. Oh, Lord.
At this time, they got in a car accident. Somebody hit them, so the other people was at fault.
Okay.
Then he ended up getting to rent a car for the accident.
Right.
And got in another accident with the rental car.
In the rental car.
Right. So that day he got in an accident with the rental car.
You don't need to be driving, Mr. Lewis. You know that. Come on now.
That day he got into an accident. I called him and I was, offering to, pick him up. You need me to pick him up. He was like, no, he didn't want me to pick him up.
This was the day of the accident?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
the rental car accident. Okay.
The rental car accident, and then he didn't want me to pick him up, so he disappeared again, phone off, whatever. And
how long?
This was probably a couple of weeks. We haven't had sex or anything for a long time, so we got a room that night, and then that's when he brought me back STD.
You stepped out of your marriage with a prostitute.
No, it wasn't a prostitute, Your Honor.
So you got it for free?
Yes.
Where were you, Mr. Lewis? What's going on, sir?
That morning she told me why I didn't come home last night. I told her I was out with some friends or whatever. But I said I haven't been asleep though. I was taking me a little nap, but then I'm gonna drive home. You feel me? She was persistent about telling me, come on. So all right, whatever. So I get on the freeway, I fall asleep.
And that's where you got an accident.
Yeah.
This was the rental car accident.
This is the rental car. So when I come to, I call her, man, bro. And she's like, what? Oh, I'm on a call right now. I call you back. Cause she works, that's how she works. She works from home, she answers calls, whatever. So I call you back. I felt some type of way. Like you don't know what's going on with me. So now by this time, police there and all that, and went there, and I just didn't want to. We weren't on good terms anyway. So I felt like she didn't care about what was going to happen to me. So I didn't go home.
But I offered to pick him up when he got in an accident.
So
he avoided me
back.
picking him up for whatever other reason, and then turned the phone off and wasn't communicating.
So for 2-3 weeks, you didn't communicate with her at all, Mr. Lewis?
Your Honor, it wasn't 2-3 weeks, Your Honor.
How long was it?
It maybe 2-3 days.
No.
So there's a big difference. There's a big chasm between 2-3 days and 2-3 weeks. So what was it, Mr. Lewis? And I don't like liars. Don't lie to me.
It maybe was a strong week, but 2 or 3 weeks, no, it wasn't.
Well, no, we basically was in the process of moving at the time too of all this was going on. So we was in the process of moving. I had to pay a whole $2,300 to move in costs to move to another place.
Who's paying for all of this?
Me. I work.
Mr. Lewis, are you working?
No, I sell cars.
Mrs. Lewis, that's not a marriage. That's marriage. That's not a marriage. That's just not a marriage. That's not a marriage. That just sounds like you're a pit stop on his life. Like when he feel like being bothered, he be bothered. Do you ever feel that way, ma'am?
I do.
Have you expressed that to Mr. Lewis?
All the time.
Because, I mean, we've just known each other a few minutes, and I could sense it from you. I already know where the pain is.
That's why I'm here today, to get this over with, because I
So we've established that there's sneaky behavior. We've established that it's irresponsible. But you also think that there's been some cheating involved.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, thank you. I threw a party for one of our family members, and Montaje came. We haven't had sex or anything for a long time, so we got a room that night, and then that's when he brought me back STD. He denied it.
Well, had you been with anybody else in the interim?
No.
What happened, Mr. Lewis? So clearly you stepped outside of your marriage.
Yeah, I did. I had left for maybe about 30 to 45 days on a job of farming, and that time I stepped out. And
he admitted having oral sex with a prostitute.
So just so I'm clear, you stepped out of your marriage with a prostitute.
No, it wasn't a prostitute, Your Honor.
It might as well be if she gave you a STD, because she's a nasty woman. I don't know what she is.
But it's a prostitute, someone you pay for.
So you got it for free?
Yes.
Honestly, Your Honor, this is my final straw.
Wait, there's more to... I'm listening.
Well, yeah, because this is one Nicole, who he's dealing with,
You have an affair with a woman named Nicole?
Absolutely not, Your Honor. She's gonna tell you that this Nicole person is pregnant. I just did another 20 months in jail right now, which I got out February 19th of this year. And I come home, she's telling me that this person, whoever Nicole is pregnant and is due July. How I'm gonna get somebody pregnant if I'm in jail for 20 months?
Either way I go, this Nicole person that he's been dealing with in numerous times. It's probably the one that gave him the STD.
I tell you what, Mr. Lewis, Ms. Lewis, it's enough red flags that there's a parade going down the street right now. Come on now. It's enough. It's enough. Mr. Lewis, you need to get yourself together so that you can learn how to make good decisions for you. Because, sir, you're a 30-year-old man, and a 30-year-old African-American man who has been back and forth in prison, y'all, you gonna be in trouble if y'all don't get together and fly right. You, sir, I need to make sure you gonna be okay.
I'm changed now, I'm working.
Well, you didn't have no choice but to change. You said you just got out of prison in February, okay? You've been in jail or prison the majority of the time you've been with your wife.
Yeah.
I'm over it. I just want a divorce.
I think, Ms. Lewis, I think you're right. May I see the divorce papers?
Sure thing.
Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Your Honor, I don't want a divorce, Your Honor.
You know what, Mr. Lewis? This ain't up to you because unless I miss my guess, in your state, California, it can be a no-fault divorce. And there's lots of fault to go around. I'm not gonna say what you've done and what you've not done. What I do know for certain is this marriage should have never happened. Okay? Never. You didn't know this man from a can of paint to be able to want to plan a life. You have an 18, almost 19-year-old daughter. She is going into womanhood. She is looking at you and basically saying, Mama, what the hell are you doing? I'm sure that's what she's saying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay? I'm sure she said that to you before.
Oh, yeah. She's the reason why I'm here.
Thank you. Would you like me to serve these papers?
Yes.
Please serve these papers.
You've been served.
Ms. Lewis, I cannot make Mr. Lewis sign those papers, although I really sincerely hope that this would be the first decision that he makes, that he signs these papers, which I see him doing. I'd like you to take these papers to the closest civil court in your state and file them and begin your divorce proceedings. Because this marriage is a result of some very poor decisions on both of your parts, and you need to start righting those wrongs right now. It's time for you to leave this marriage and move on with your life.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court, please retrieve the papers, hand them back to the plaintiff.
All right. Now.
Thank you.
Take those papers to civil court, get them stamped, file them, and get on with your life. And you know what? While you're at it, you need to do some individual therapy to figure out why you are so insecure that you would accept such low-treating behavior. You're a nice lady, beautiful lady, have the rest of your life ahead of you. You never need to make a decision where you allow somebody to treat you less than who you are. You're supposed to stand in the space God created for you. You've not been doing that. You owe it to yourself to do it. That's my verdict.
Made in Georgia.